Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Analysis suggests this to be a variety of herbs. Herbs have been uniformly treated with a pungent chemical mix. Warning: ingesting, smoking, or inserting non-corporation sanctioned substances into your ears may be harmful to your health. Side effects from extended exposure include dizziness, nausea, and unconsciousness. Additional likelihood of organ shutdown and/or death. Prior analysis suggests these herbs reach peak effectiveness when users burn them and inhale the resulting smoke. Whether or not this increased effectiveness is good for an afflicted individual has yet to be determined. Analyzing. Complete. Substance appears to be a mix of industrial solvents and various essential oils. Substances include woolly cow dander remover, sprat oil, and starship surface wax.
Fruitful and productive welcome, sister. I had a feeling you would visit me. I offer a wide variety of productivity seminars. I hope you'll consider taking one. But I should remember my manners. To what do I owe the pleasure of the Special Inspector's arrival? My disciples come to and from the Grand Colonial, bringing supplies and information. Knowing what happens at the hotel. With that said, I'd love to involve you in one of my productivity seminars. We should. We offer a wide variety of seminars for all your corporate needs. Employees not working hard enough, employees dying, and of course, seminars for balancing the energies of your business offices. Interior decorating is much more important for success than... If any of this sounds at all interesting to you, might I interest you in the first 82 words of our most popular... Boring? Well, yes, I imagine the entirety of someone else's livelihood may not be whole... Oh, really? What did you find there? That all sounds like hearsay, sister. Perhaps your humors are off balance and confusing your sense of justice. I'm delighted to extend my desire to aid you, sister. How might I assist? Oh? I'm surprised. We may have had some terse interactions before her death, which I most certainly regret. What would you care to know? I did not. She had no interest in my seminars, and I had no interest in attempting to convert a Well, I suppose that does complicate things. Whatever the case, I didn't care to mention Helen's change in decision because she never showed up. I don't see how it matters. I'm pleased that you noticed. The compound they're treated with is my own invention, designed to unlock an individual's true None of my clients have ever complained, so I'm sure they're perfectly safe. Is there anything else? Yes, that's correct. She made it clear that my seminars were of no interest to her. Your tone of voice seems to suggest that you have information already, which also suggests you read my terminal. Clever work, Inspector. It seems even I can't slide my way out of the trap you've so intricately weaved. I admit it. I killed Helen. By mistake. Helen changed her mind and wanted to attend one of my sessions. I, knowing the importance of the seminar, desired to truly galvanize her, though not to stop her heart. So when it came time, I chose to double Helen's dosage of productivity-enhancing herbs. I left her to meditate, and when I returned, she was dead. After that, I entered a less than coherent state. One of my disciples, it seems, witnessed me as I dragged Helen's body out into the wilderness. I'm no medical professional, but that certainly seemed the case. Usually my customers at least writhe, or my productivity-enhancing herbs typically do induce sluggishness, but I suppose they must have been enough to do her in, if her constitution was truly that weak. What? Is this some kind of joke? You're an inspector. It's your job to arrest me, isn't it? I don't believe you. I think this is all a trick. You're trying to catch me in a lie. Get me to reveal my productivity secrets. No. Someone must have moved it after I killed her. One of my business rivals, waiting for me to fall into a false sense of security so they can strike. No. You can't trick me. I finally discovered what's happening. You've been paid off. Someone else learned that. You think I'm going to let this injustice happen? Ha! Tell the constable that I killed Helen. It's 1,000 times less miserable than whatever my enemies have planned. I can't say I'm pleased by being kept in the dark. I hope you'll come to your sense.
The prophet says to purge the mind of truth.
Inspector? Ms. Leva earned that title, but not for the reasons you'd expect. The profit business has been profitable for the hotel. Not so much for Ms. Leva's followers. So, tell me, what did you find? Really? What makes you say that? Undignified. I can use that. Does the prophet strike you as a reasonable candidate for Helen's murderer? I'll bear that in mind. Thank you for the update, Inspector. I'll include everything you've told me in my official report.
Sam's Special Inspector add-on includes a magnifying glass to sleuth out the germs and parasites that other cleaning products leave behind.
Aha! Always so nice to hear you, Inspector. I'll get you to your floor on the double. Inspector, not a moment too soon. I've just finished my autopsy report. Oh, don't be so squeamish. You won't find any viscera under my fingernails. I trimmed them just this morning. Ruth Bellamy was killed by plasma damage to the upper vertebrae, the occipital bone, and the cerebellum. If it's any consolation, her death was instantaneous and painless. I've also discovered a poisonous compound in Miss Bellamy's stomach lining ingested during her last meal. Toxic, but not enough to kill her. Spencer Woolrich complained of a stomach ailment around the same time period. I assumed he was being, Spencer. But now I'm not so sure. Conversations with Mr. Woolrich tend to spontaneously transform into monologues. You'll find him on the VIP guest floor. I'd best return to work, Inspector. Autopsies always whet my appetite, and all this talk of food is distracting me.
The Grand Colonial Front Desk warmly welcomes you, Inspector. It's a pleasure to see you again. How may I be of assistance to you, Inspector? Oh, my. Well, that is certainly odd and alarmingly unacceptable. Allow me to check the service records. Ah, yes. Not to worry, Inspector. It was indeed cleaned for you. Except for the evidence, which is all of Helen's stuff. I'd love to, Inspector, but I don't really have the authority. Moreover, the guests were promised That's a good point. If they give me guff, I can just tell them that they're obstructing justice. That has a nice ring to it. Let me just set you up with VIP guest floor access. Done. You can now come and go as you please.
Aha! Always so nice to hear you, Inspector. I'll get you to your floor on the double. If you see Black Hole Birdie, be sure to get an autograph for me. Just joking. I've already got one.
I'm pretty happy working for Slug. Mr. Kincannon treats us with respect.
It's all in the wrist.
How'd you do that so fast? Real slick.
Initiating banter protocol. Now simulating familiar and welcoming demeanor. Greetings, theater aficionado and/or dumbstruck fan. You are standing in the vicinity of Burbage 3001, the latest and therefore greatest automechanical actor ever designed. Burbage 3001's programming is frequently upgraded to adhere to board-certified banter protocol exhausted, reverting to default behavior. Burbage 3001 was designed to disrupt Halcyon Helen's monopoly. Burbage 3001. Anything Halcyon Helen can do, this unit can do slightly worse. Now running shock and dismay protocol. What's this? This unit has not yet completed its grief cycles, randomizing despair tables. Oh, Helen. Is there no justice in the world?
Beep, beep, beep. Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
About time you arrived. I see you haven't dressed the way I asked you to, but I suppose that was expecting too much of a non-industry lout. Expect a complaint to management. Now, unless you'd like to waste more of my time, I suggest we begin rehearsing. Ready? You've fallen right into my trap, Captain. Oh, don't bother to fight back. You cannot hope to stop me from installing philosophism as the system's reigning ideology. How does the scenery taste? Good, I trust? Wait a moment. You're not wearing a bellhop's ID, which must mean you're not Owen's understudy. That man can't even be relied upon to find his own replacement. Oh, no, this is curious indeed. Who are you, and how did you get in here? You're here to investigate me? Oh, I assure you, I'm nothing special. Just... That was a quote from The Retiree's Revenge, in which I played an ex-thief turned decrepit. Oh, now, what shall I sign first? Your weapon? Your wallet? Or perhaps something, a little more personal? Undergarment signature? I should think so. Signing things has always been a delight. I've even perfected the flourish on the end of the W. By the by, how did you get in here? The only non-staff... Oh. Terribly sorry, Inspector. I didn't realize it was you. And... You know, now that I look at you, you're the perfect reflection of me. Ask me anything at all. Indeed. The agonizing bowel pain was most undignifying. While I've certainly had no shortage of inadequate hotel meals, this was most explicitly pronounced. I suspect poison. And who would be most likely to poison me but Chef Anwar? Oh, we've clashed almost non-stop about his slop preparation. He must have tainted my meal in retaliation. How alarming! Whoever targeted her was certainly targeting me. I can only... Oh, that's very good to know. Perhaps the poisoner simply meant to incapacitate us. None that I can think of. I treat all hotel staff equally. Is that a jibe? Could you imagine the tabloid headlines? Spencer Woolrich, 8th away. Very well, then. Certainly. But how was it that Bellamy met her end? Why, I'm merely worried for my own sake. Perhaps whoever came after her could come after me. But if you don't want to tell me, I understand. Oh, come now, Inspector. What do you take? I'm an old man. I neither have the time nor the willpower to kill people for fun. Besides, I have my reputation to think of. I was meditating, of course. Respectfully, Inspector, it is rather counterproductive to commune with others while meditating. All actors have their methods, and she taught me it for my role in The Unemployed Cometh. I had to lie face down on... Needless to say, being able to leave my body helped to mitigate the pain, both during the 8-hour shoot and with the second-degree burns afterwards. I owe that woman much. Yeah, actually, only since I've been at the Colonial. The Unemployed Cometh was shot on site. That makes it, a few weeks. I cannot recommend her services enough. If you haven't been to see her yet, you really should. I'll answer whatever you wish. Bellamy has been my co-star throughout the autumn of... In fact, I cannot name a single role in the last 10 years that did not involve her in some... Oh, it wasn't. And don't think I haven't picked up on your tone. Resenting Bellamy is one thing, but... I suppose that is... Oh, must I relive that ghastly event again? But I suppose we may discuss it further. Very well, then. Oh, have you now? I did indeed. With Halcyon Helen parading her fame about, I was left without an acting. His acting protocols were nothing short of a joke. So I decided to make some modifications, installing him with some of my old serial quotes, as the way he bungled about with that weapon of his hardly befitted a dissident. So I modified it as well. He's much quicker on the draw now, though he's still a machine. I'm quite used to being breathlessly watched. I'm sure you're joking. Perhaps I'm not in... Come now, I'm sure I would have made more of an impression than that. Could I have really fallen so... Did you ever see me in The Masked Marketeer? The Busker of Byzantium? What about episodes 13 and 190 of Princess of Hephaestus? And who could forget From Halcyon with Love? I was great in that. I think that's a bit of a stretch. If you're going to come after me, I expect evidence.
Aha! Always so nice to hear you, Inspector. I'll get you to your floor on the double. To the lobby we go.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Please don't point that at me!
Analysis of this stovetop reveals an alarming degree of grease buildup, approximating proximity to volatile gases and chemicals. Chances of an explosive combustion upon next use currently at 92.9%. Searching slug work logs. No work log found. Creating conjecture. Slug has likely not fixed this issue due to a lack of responsibility on the part of their employees. Most corporations have regular cleaning procedures to prevent damage to company property. Slug, already unlike most corporations in a variety of ways, does not. That or the employees tasked with inspecting are shirking their...
Captain, no!
Performing scan. Gaslight appears to have gone out some time ago. Chance of explosive combustion without gaslight, 0.01%.
Yes? Are you here for the double rack of smoked sprat? Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but you'll have to wait. Oh, don't give me that look. Let me see if I can pencil you in for later. Crime or no crime, I must keep my head on my work. One does not simply... You're the inspector? Here? Of course I did. I would never allow anyone else to touch... Oh, my law, this is the end, isn't it? My mother always warned me that the culinary world was too dangerous, but I didn't heed her warnings. Okay, I wasn't the one who did it, but I might have been... Spencer Woolrich and Bellhop Owens were underfoot in the kitchen. as I was preparing Helen's meal. Either one of them could have tampered with... I understand your reluctance, but... Oh! Constable Keene has access to the security footage in her office at the spaceport. If you visit her... Well, it's a breach of professionalism, of course. Well, I suppose that's as good a point. I may have taken some time to engage in a teensy bit of recreational drinking. Yes, but not specifically. Owens often procures exotic Let's not talk about the incident with the Raptidon pheromone glands. It's always hard to say when Owens might be back. If I were you, I'd make a trek to the reserve Mr. Woolrich often finds the hotel's meals. While I could appreciate someone with a discerning palate for once, I believe that Mr. Woolrich simply enjoys... If you wish to speak with him, Mr. Woolrich can most likely be found in his suite on the VIP guest floor. He's usually there if he's not poking around here. Thank you for your understanding, Inspector. I'm sure you'll...
So when the Rizzo spokesman said that...
Heads up!
Keep this up and I won't have any new battle scars.